this program. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to the launch of NFISII. Can I request everyone to welcome their neighbor left and right and welcome them to this launch? Can I request everyone to welcome their neighbor, and as you do this, follow it up with a smile as we start this ceremony. Allow me to welcome the physical audience here at 4 Points by Sheraton, but also welcome the online community that is logged in. Can I also inform you that we are live on YouTube? So for those of us that have not managed to come here, you feel free to log in. Quickly, you'll appreciate that because of time we have to start. As we wait for a few dignitaries to join us, we'll start the program officially. So allow me at this point in time to invite the Executive Director of Finance from Bank of Uganda to come and give us the welcome remarks, and we start off the program. Can I request that we warmly welcome him with a round of applause to come and speak to us.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. I thought we would first pray, but I think maybe we'll pray when the minister comes. Okay. So I'm in the hands of the MC. I'll do what he desires. The minister has not come, but let me observe this protocol. Our chief guest, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the Permanent Secretary and Secretary to the Treasury, the Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda, the guest speaker, I don't see him around also, Dr. Alfred Hanning, who is the Executive Director, Alliance for Financial Inclusion, Permanent Secretaries, Heads of Financial Sector Regulatory Agencies and Heads of Government, MDAs, members of the National Steering Committee, Executive Director and Board members of Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, the staff from Genesis Analytics, heads of private sector institutions, development partners, members of the Interinstitutional Committee on Financial Inclusion and their respective working groups, executive directors and directors from BOU and other colleagues, invited guests, including those joining us online, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, a good morning to you all. I'll make these remarks on behalf of the technical staff at the bank who are also the secretariat for this strategy. It is my honor to welcome you all to the official launch of the second National Financial Inclusion Strategy for the period 2023-2028. The development of this second strategy started in the last quarter of 2022 with the support of Financial Sector Deepening Uganda and Genesis Analytics as the lead consultant. I'm glad that nearly a year down the road, we are launching the strategy which will guide our joint efforts towards financial inclusion in the coming years. Over 50 stakeholders, including banks, fintechs, government ministries, departments and agencies, financial sector associations, development and humanitarian organizations, research groups, other central banks, universities, international organizations such as Alliance for Financial Inclusion, IFAD, etc. were part of this journey That is the evaluation of the National Financial Inclusion Strategy 1 and development of NFISII strategy. So those institutions were involved in both activities. In addition, the 5 working groups under the previous strategy were also consulted. The discussions provided valuable insights on the implementation aspects, including the successes, challenges, and lessons learned from the first strategy. The engagements recognized the achievements and highlighted several changes that needed to be made in the new strategy. I thank all those who participated for their input. I would also like to thank the team from FSDU, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Savannah Advisory and Bank of Uganda as the Secretariat for the National Financial Inclusion Strategy for the effective coordination of the process. Looking at the program for the day, we have a lot to hear from different distinguished speakers in the next 2 or so hours, including what lies ahead. Therefore, please allow me to stop here and to say you are all most welcome. Thanks for honoring our invitation. We are so glad and indebted to you for your presence. We do not take this for granted. And at this point, I would like to invite the Executive Director of Financial Sector Deepening, Mr. Patrick Oketa, to deliver your remarks. Thank you very much.
The Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, our chief guest, the Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda, the Permanent Secretary in absentia, regulators, captains of different industries who are here, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I extend a warm welcome to each of you for having come today at the launch of the second National Financial Inclusion Strategy 2023-2028. Financial sector deepening Uganda is mandated to deliver work within the financial market space, especially for the marginalized, poor, underserved, and the unserved market segments. I'd like to recognize the presence of the representative of the PSST, Mr. Kagwa. Welcome. The National Financial Inclusion Strategy is therefore at the core of what FSD Uganda does. We are keen to partner with stakeholders in both the public and private sector to build inclusive financial markets with sustainable socio-economic livelihoods for Ugandans. We believe that the second National Financial Inclusion Strategy creates a firm foundation on which to build partnerships over the next 5 years. In our experience in advancing financial inclusion agenda in Uganda for the last 7 years, we have learned that the increasing access to financial services is a necessary condition, but not sufficient enough to achieve a sustainable, lasting impact on socio-economic livelihoods of households. Many of the financial service accounts that have been opened over the years have been both dormant and had low balances, to say the least. To address this challenge, we must take an ecosystems approach that looks at the excluded and the underserved holistically from an economic empowerment perspective and not just from a financial inclusion perspective alone. We have found out that a farmer or an entrepreneur who is not engaged in viable commercial business ventures cannot sustain a formal bank account or even a digital money wallet account. We therefore need to empower our fellow citizens to become more productive and grow into viable, profitable economic units that can sustainably utilize formal financial services that enable us to spur growth and development within the country. This is going to require a multitude of approaches, both from stakeholders, approaching it beyond the existing financial institutions, but most pivotal is the value of technology that we think can spur this transformation. In the National Financial Inclusion Strategy 2, we have been deliberate and dedicated specific strategic themes to gender equity and climate change, which we believe are critical emerging issues that require special focus across the entire economic spectrum. The National Financial Inclusion Strategy that we are working on today has been built upon the lessons that we learned from the National Financial Inclusion Strategy 1. FSD Uganda supported the inaugural National Financial Inclusion Strategy 1 and the development of the current strategy that we are launching today. We would like to reiterate that financial inclusion, financial strategy, financial sector deepening Uganda is dedicated to partner with all market players, regulators, government, and all development partners in the implementation of this strategy. Getting here today has been a journey, and a long one at that. And this has required dedication and support from our partners, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and our partners at Bank of Uganda, which we appreciate dearly as Financial Sector Deepening Uganda. I would also like to thank our consulting partners, Genesis Analytics, Savannah Advisory, and Altai Consultancy for a job well done in delivering the success that we are celebrating today. Our gratitude also goes to the over 50 different stakeholders that were consulted during the development of this strategy. These range from banks, fintechs, microfinance institutions, research bodies, associations, government institutions, development partners, among others. We are indebted to you for your dedication and support in this development journey. As a call for action, we have set ourselves ambitious targets in the National Financial Inclusion Strategy 2. So let us work together to deliver on this target to enable us achieve a sustainable future for our citizens in Uganda. I thank you all for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the ED Financial Sector Deepening Uganda. So quickly, allow me to introduce my co-MC who I'm going to be moving with, Rita, to come and share with us what is next on the agenda.
Good morning, everyone. Our invited guests, we thank you for honoring our invitation to be here today to witness the start of a new journey for the next 5 years. Next on the program, we have a message from the Executive Director, Alliance for Financial Inclusion. He was not able to join us physically, but the team at AFI is joining us virtually, and we'd like to play his remarks. Thank you.
Honorable Matia Kazaja, Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Dr. Ramathan Gubi, Permanent Secretary and Secretary to the Treasury, Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Michael Atingi Ego, Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. I really would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the government of the Republic of Uganda, the Bank of Uganda, and all those who are working to advance financial inclusion in the country. Unfortunately, I'm unable today to be present with you there in Kampala, at least physically, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity that you gave me to address you remotely for this very important occasion. And of course, as many of you might know, I do have a very personal and professional relationship with the country of Uganda. I think it is fair to say that I spent 4 really wonderful years in Uganda, especially during my time with the Bank of Uganda, and I can tell you that those 4 years are certainly among the most insightful years during my professional career. Having said that, of course, it is wonderful to see the progress that has happened since then, and so many good things that actually were brought underway. So I think this is a very dynamic development in the financial inclusion sphere, and I think Uganda has come a very long way. Well, I'm honored to deliver the keynote address on this momentous occasion, the launch of the second version of the National Financial Inclusion Strategy of Uganda. This is a significant milestone in your collective journey toward building a more inclusive and resilient financial ecosystem for the people of Uganda. And as I already mentioned, in the last decade, there has been a notable improvement in the state of financial inclusion in Uganda. Just a few numbers, the positive trend that we see becomes evident when we look at the rise of Uganda's adult population with access to financial services, both formal and informal. We do see an increase from 57% in 2009 to an impressive 78% in 2018. This is data from FinMark 2018 and also the Uganda FinScope survey of 2018. Now, the successful implementation of various initiatives under the NFISII 1.0 played obviously a pivotal role in this upward trajectory. And notably, NFISII 1.0 surpassed its access points target, which was to increase access points to 615 per 100,000 adults by the end of the strategy. But by September 2022, the access points had already reached 2,386 per 100,000 adults. So that is a remarkable result, I think, compared to what the original objective was. Now, the key achievements under the NFIS that we see are, as I would like to conclude, the following. First of all, there was the introduction of the agent banking shared platform, the initiation of the e-verification system for national identity cards, and also the establishment of an e-payments gateway for government services, as well as the establishment of a centralized registry for movable collateral, among others. Additionally, significant legislative progress was made through the enactment of the National Payment System Act in 2020 and the Security Interest in Movable Property Act in 2019. These milestones are reinforced by the initiation of the second financial literacy strategy that goes from 2019 to 2024 and the implementation of consumer protection guidelines, collectively enhancing the framework for accessible and high-quality financial services in Uganda. Now, I think we're all aware that this remarkable progress underscores the effectiveness of concerted efforts and initiatives aimed at fostering financial inclusion in Uganda. Since the inception of the first National Financial Inclusion Strategy, your efforts have undoubtedly borne fruit with increased access to financial services for a significant portion of your population. However, as it is often the case, despite this tremendous progress, we also recognize that there is still much work to be done. This leads me to the vision for the second version of Uganda's National Financial Inclusion Strategy. And let me just quote the vision as it reads: universal access and usage of a broad range of quality and affordable formal financial products and services delivered in a responsible and sustainable manner. Now, this vision captures the core of your mission to empower individuals and communities, not only by providing access to financial services, but also by nurturing resilience in the face of economic challenges. When crafting this strategy, you have taken into account the evolving landscape of financial services, driven by technological advancements and changing consumer behaviors, as the digital revolution has presented us with unprecedented opportunities to reach the underserved and unbanked populations. And I believe that we should leverage these tools for the benefit of all Ugandans. Let me, in this short keynote address, also try to formulate a few thoughts on the key factors for the successful implementation of the NFIS 2.0 that is ahead of you. And I would actually identify 5 key factors. First, enhanced digital transformation. Second, inclusive green finance. Third, financial health. Fourth, vulnerable groups. And fifth, partnerships and collaboration. Now on the first, enhanced digital transformation, we are all aware that we must leverage technology to boost the efficiency, accessibility, and affordability of financial services. Digital technology enables us to overcome geographical, economic, and logistical barriers, fostering innovative, accessible, and affordable solutions that extend financial services to a wider population. Embracing initiatives like open banking, credit scoring through data analytics, blockchain, regulatory sandboxes, and innovation hubs will drive the adoption of digital financial tools, promoting economic empowerment and inclusion, and ensuring inclusivity for all. The second point is inclusive green finance here, and this factor is key for us. The incorporation of inclusive green finance as the fourth pillar of NFIS 2.0 is indeed highly appreciated, as it underscores the significance of enhancing resilience against the impacts of climate change. Inclusive green finance represents a strategic approach that combines the principles of financial inclusion with environmentally sustainable practices. This intersection will ensure that individuals, particularly those ones who are underserved or marginalized, have access to financial products and services that not only empower them economically, but also contribute to environmental sustainability. The integration of inclusive green finance into financial inclusion efforts not only addresses economic disparities, but also therefore contributes to the global effort geared towards sustainability. And by empowering individuals to participate in environmentally friendly economic activities, inclusive green finance creates a win-win scenario that benefits both people and the planet. The third factor is financial health. Financial health refers to a condition where individuals, households, micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises can adeptly handle their existing financial responsibilities while maintaining confidence in their financial outlook. This encompasses 4 key elements: effectively managing day-to-day finances for immediate needs. Second, the ability to absorb financial shocks. Third, capability to achieve future objectives. And fourth, a sense of security and control over financial matters. Whether at an individual or organizational level, cultivating financial health is essential for building resilience and ensuring sustainability. A robust financial foundation enhances the capacity to endure shocks, adapt to changes, and pursue long-term goals. The fourth factor, vulnerable groups. Financial inclusion for vulnerable groups is a crucial aspect of fostering economic empowerment, reducing inequalities, and promoting overall societal well-being. Vulnerable groups such as women, youth, elderly, possibly displaced persons, and persons with disabilities often face barriers to accessing traditional financial services. Incorporating gender-inclusive finance as the fifth pillar of the NFIS 2.0 and the specific attention to financial inclusion for forcibly displaced persons is commendable. It is not only commendable, it also makes this framework a very advanced one. Embracing a comprehensive strategy that integrates customized financial products, education, technology, and collaborative initiatives can transform financial inclusion for marginalized communities into a tangible reality. My last factor here is partnerships and collaboration. Achieving universal financial inclusion necessitates a collaborative approach, fostering partnerships among diverse stakeholders. This entails leveraging resources, skills, and expertise from the private and public sectors, non-profit organizations, and development partners. Such collective endeavors enhance the capacity to formulate and execute comprehensive financial inclusion initiatives. Collaborations between financial institutions and technology firms drive innovation, particularly in fintech, resulting in the creation of digital financial products tailored to diverse needs. It is precisely through fostering cooperation among stakeholders that financial inclusion efforts become more comprehensive, sustainable, and adaptable to the evolving requirements of underserved populations. As we now embark on this journey, as you now embark on your next journey, let us remember that financial inclusion is not just a goal. It is about creating a more just and equitable society where every individual has the opportunity to thrive and contribute to the nation's prosperity. And let me also remind us, most importantly, perhaps it is key to maintaining monetary.
Thank you very much. We had to cut the video short because of time, so you'll forgive us. Can I request, ladies and gentlemen, rise up and have the anthems to start this program officially? Let's ready ourselves for the anthems. Thank you very much. While we stay where we are, can I invite the President of the Financial Literacy Association, Daniel Ayebare, to come and give us the opening prayer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I request to observe protocol that has been already mentioned. Let's humble ourselves for a prayer. Psalms 127, verse 1 to 2 says, if God does not guard the city, the night watchman might as well nap, and it's useless rise early and go to bed late and work your worried fingers to the bone. Father, we thank you for this opportunity you've given us, and this far you've brought us as a country. We thank you for this strategy that you've helped to be put in place. And we pray that, Lord, we invite you, starting today going forth, that you help it bear fruit for the glory of your name. In Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen.
Can we take our seats? Thank you very much. The President of the Financial Literacy Association, Daniel, for the opening prayer. For a moment, I thought we had entered church when you started with Psalms. The Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Honorable Matia Kasaija. The PSST here represented by the Director, Economic Affairs, Mr. Moses Kagwa. The Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda, Dr. Michael Ating Ego. Heads of different financial institution players, starting with the Insurance Regulatory Authority, here represented by Director Sande Protasio, Financial Intelligence Authority, Uganda Retirements Benefits Regulatory Authority, the Capital Markets Authority, Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority, the National Identification Registration Authority, NIRA, who are all members of the Steering Committee, representatives of the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Uganda Communications Commission, the Ministry of Education and Sports, Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, the National Information Technology Authority, Financial Sector Associations, Deposit Protection Fund, Development Partners, here championed by Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, represented through Mr. Patrick Oketa, the ED, members of the civil society, the media, ladies and gentlemen, those physically present here at 4 Points Sheraton, and those virtually logged in through YouTube and other mechanisms. Good morning, and allow me to welcome you to the launch of the second National Financial Inclusion Strategy. In my rehearsal, you people, when I welcomed you, you said good morning and you clapped hard. But it clearly indicates that rehearsal is different from practical. Allow me declare the above as the protocol for the day, and that means that subsequent speakers are at liberty to use the protocol going forward. Honorable Minister, you came in at a time where we had ED Finance from Bank of Uganda, who had shared his remarks. The ED of Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, who is your neighbor, I'm sure he'll share with you a copy of his remarks. But also the ED of AFI, Alfred Hamming, who shared his remarks. So you found when we had sort of started the program, and we appreciate your presence this morning. Without you, the room was not warm, but the moment you came in, even the lights now are a bit brighter. Before I proceed with the program, allow me to make a few recognitions of a few individuals that I have noted that have joined us. And of course, I'm sure that those I'll miss out, Rita should be able to read them. Allow me to recognize the presence of the MD, Post Bank, Mr. Julius Kaketo. Thank you very much, Sawev, for recognition. When you talk about banks, you can't fail. Thank you very much. Allow me also to recognize the team captain of the Stambik, Anjuko. Thank you very much. Allow me also recognize the chairperson of FITSPA, Madam Josephine Alok. And certainly as we go on, we'll continue to make these recognitions. When you talk about financial inclusion, Honorable Minister, you can't fail to recognize the head of the National Payment Systems under the Bank of Uganda, that is headed by Director Make Oumo, here represented by Mr. Andrew Kawere, who is the head of Oversight Division. Can I request him to stand up for recognition? Okay, can we clap for him in absentia? Is he here? Okay. When you're standing in front here, sometimes the lights are affecting you. He's a hands-on man. Every time he's moving around to do one or two things. When you talk about financial inclusion, ladies and gentlemen, you can't fail to talk about the head of the Financial Inclusion Department, Mr. Alex Ochan. Can I also request that you stand up for recognition for your continuous effort and supporting to advise? Ladies and gentlemen, we know where the journey started from the National Financial Inclusion Strategy 1 that started in 2017 that had about 5 pillars: credit infrastructure, digital infrastructure, deepening and broadening. Honorable Minister, we are here because there still exists a number of challenges. Certainly, NFISI made tremendous contribution to the success of the journey, leading us to NFISI. But of course, due to the existing challenges, such as the lack of financial literacy the lack of financial literacy, and this is purely in the individuals, digital literacy, and so many individuals really have not yet adopted these digital instruments and how to use them. Allow me to inform you that the Bank of Uganda has made tremendous initiatives to ensuring that financial literacy is a key component in the various conversations in different communities across the country. But also in line with that is the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services that has played a tremendous role to ensuring that different communities, from employers to communities across the church to communities across the school, they get to know about what financial literacy is all about. When I talk about financial literacy, Honorable Minister, allow me to inform you that the ED of that institution, Madam Goreti Masade, is with us. Can I request her to stand up so that we can warmly clap for her contribution to financial literacy? Honorable Minister, we still have cultural barriers where women are not allowed to converse or share ideas when it comes to financial discussions. And certainly in certain communities, you'll discover that women are not also allowed to inherit. And that's why NFISI plays a critical role in the conversation. When we talk about the role of technology, which is a positive remark in terms of moving the discussion of financial inclusion, we all can agree that mobile money has played an impact in terms of moving this conversation, in terms of affordability and efficiency. And when we talk about technology, we can't fail to talk about FITSPA. Allow me to recognize the presence of the team lead at FITSPA. Aziana, please also stand up for recognition. It is not that the others I am not seeing you, sometimes the lights, where I find dimmer lights, then I can be able to relate. And I'll keep mentioning the different individuals that are joining us. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen with us, the new strategy focuses closely on the underserved markets. We are looking about women, we are talking about refugees, we are talking about youth, we are talking about MSMEs that contribute 70% to our GDP, we are talking about rural areas, we're also talking about the differently able people, and this is a conversation for the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, the second one. Without wasting time, Honorable Minister, allow me at this point in time invite the representative of the PSST, the Director Economic Affairs, Mr. Moses Kagwa, to come and give us his remarks. Can we welcome him with a round of applause?
The Honorable Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda, members of the Steering Committee, members of the Interinstitutional Committee on Financial Inclusion, heads of other government institutions, Executive Director, Alliance for Financial Inclusion, development partners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm very pleased to be here this morning at the launch of our second National Financial Inclusion Strategy. Financial inclusion is central to our mission in the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and so it has been with great pleasure that we have worked with Bank of Uganda, Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, and other valued stakeholders to develop this strategy. Through our collective efforts, we have developed a comprehensive document that will guide our action on financial inclusion for the next 5 years. I would like to thank all those who contributed to the strategy, particularly FSD Uganda, a big success has been the rapid increase in financial service points from 548 per 100,000 adults in 2017 to 2,386 per 100,000 in 2022. This was achieved thanks in large part to a sharp increase in the number of active banking agents from 133 in 2017 to 25,635 in June 2023. This was made possible by the Financial Institutions Amendment Act of 2016, which enabled agent banking. However, these agents remain too concentrated in urban areas, with 40% operating in Greater Kampala. I'm pleased, therefore, that earlier this year, government amended the Microfinance Deposit Taking Institutions Act to allow microfinance deposit taking institutions to roll out banking agent too. We have also increased the prevalence of insurance among farmers, thanks in large part to the Uganda Agricultural Insurance Scheme, which was launched in July 2016. As of March 2023, the number of farmers insured through this scheme had reached 687,608. This is well above the target of insuring 500,000 farmers by financial year 2024-2025. Colleagues, we have made progress in digital financial inclusion as well. 61% of Ugandans made a digital payment in 2021 compared to 51% in 2017. Digital payment and account systems allow us to bypass the geographical and logistical challenges which have excluded our rural citizens for too long. We are making good progress on this front. The National Payment Systems Act of 2020 and the subsequent regulations were a big step forward for this sector, but we still a long way to go. Only 6% of Ugandans have used a debit card. Government will continue working to modernize payments, to promote digital transactions, and sensitize the public about their value. Turning now to key gaps in financial inclusion, I'm pleased that the gender gap in many indicators has now been eliminated. Women are now more likely than men to save and to borrow, particularly from savings clubs. Men remain more likely to use financial products from financial institutions such as banks, but this gap is thankfully being closed. I would like to congratulate all of you who have contributed to this improvement. But let us not become complacent. Gains in women's financial inclusions are hard to earn, but easy to lose. Colleagues, there are other key gaps and barriers which remain. According to the World Bank, 1/4 of Uganda adults say they do not have a financial account because financial institutions are too far away. So we need to continue to extend the outreach of banks and other financial service providers. 37% say they avoid formal financial services because they are too expensive. So we need to work to bring costs down. 31% say they lack the documentation necessary to open accounts. So we need to help people fulfill these requirements. But we should also review instances where the processes are too onerous. The parish development model is working hard to tackle these financial inclusion challenges. I'm proud to say that as of mid-November 2023, we have distributed more than 1.13 trillion shillings to 10,585 circles. 974.8 billion of this has so far been loaned to 965,243 beneficiaries. Emyoga is also playing its part. As of June 2023, the Microfinance Support Center distributed seed capital amounting to 259.1 billion shillings to bank accounts of 6,721 Emyoga circles. By implementing the second National Financial Inclusion Strategy, we can continue our journey towards full financial inclusion. But I want to stress the importance of the role good data can play in this. Unfortunately, our financial data system is deficient in some important areas. It lacks the frequency details and granularity necessary to properly evaluate financial inclusion interventions on an ongoing basis. This was noted as a challenge in the evaluation of the first National Financial Inclusion Strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, this must be addressed, and monitoring and evaluation must be a top priority when it comes to implementing the second strategy. With good data, we can take an evidence-based approach. We can scale back what does not work and scale up what does. Without good data, we are essentially flying blind. And so my ministry is delighted that we shall soon have the results of the new FinScope survey for 2023. Bank of Uganda has concluded data collection and analysis is in the final stages. The survey provides the kind of detailed data necessary for a thorough understanding of where financial inclusion in Uganda is thriving and where it is not. My thanks go to FSD Uganda for their financial support for this year's survey. But colleagues, we also need more institutional level data. We need to create a data collection culture in our financial sector where all players collect and submit relevant data regularly and timeously. Ad hoc data use is not good enough. Let us work together to deliver a data revolution. I'm confident that the upcoming FinScope findings will confirm that we are continuing to make progress on financial inclusion, but we will not waste time patting ourselves on the back. The second National Financial Inclusion Strategy reaffirms our commitment to financial inclusion in Uganda. It reminds us of our duty to deliver the financial services our citizens deserve. I look forward to implementing the excellent strategy with you in the coming years. I thank you, Ramadan Gobi, Permanent Secretary, Secretary Treasury. Thank you.
Another round of applause to the PSST. In the PSST's remarks, confidently talked about the relevancy of data. And in one of the recent reports by Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, where they were talking about the impact of technology in accelerating financial inclusion, they mentioned that technology has a key role in trying to ensure that we capture data easily and faster to support the role of product development. So thank you very much, PSST, for reaffirming the role of data in this. Ladies and gentlemen, quickly allow me also make recognition of the CEO of UBA, Mr. Wilbur Owol. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Dr. Ndiareba Grace, who is the president of the National Payment Services Providers Association. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us this morning. The ED of AMFU, Madam Jacqueline Babazi. Thank you very much. The MD of Mobile Financial Services Limited, Richard Diego. Thank you very much for joining us. Can I also recognize the presence of the ED UMRA in Patricia here. Patricia, please, thank you very much for coming. The acting principal, Professor Muhwezi of MOBS, thank you very much for joining us this morning. And finally, for now, is the ED of Ugaford, Shafi Nambobi. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we all can appreciate that we started the journey in 2017. We have put together a video. Please allow, it's just a 5-minute video. Honorable Minister, the 5-minute video is going to show you the understanding of where we started from until where we are and where we are going. So that now it also positions you in terms of how you're going to present to us. So can I request that we play the video to show us the journey of how we moved. And after this, I'll invite the DG to come, give his remarks, and invite the Minister. The video, please.
Financial inclusion in Uganda has largely been driven by digital financial services. Consequently, Uganda has made significant strides in its financial inclusion journey since the first automated teller machine was introduced in 1997. The first National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which covered the period between 2017 and 2022, had 5 pillars. The first pillar was to reduce financial exclusion and access barriers to financial inclusion. The second pillar was to develop the credit infrastructure for growth. Pillar 3 sought to build out digital infrastructure for efficiency. Pillar 4 aimed to deepen and broaden formal savings, investment, and insurance usage. And Pillar 5 sought to empower and protect individuals with enhanced financial capability. To assess the strategy, mid-term and end-term evaluations of the first National Financial Inclusion Strategy were conducted. The evaluations found that significant progress was made in expanding delivery channels and reducing exclusion barriers. For instance, usage of formal financial institutions grew from 54% to 66% between 2017 and 2021. Financial access points also increased from 548 per 100,000 adults to 2,386 at the end of September 2022. However, more could have been done to financially include women, youth, refugees, and people living with disabilities. Implementing the first National Financial Inclusion Strategy was derailed by the COVID-19 pandemic and budget constraints. The implications of the findings from the end-term evaluation of the first National Financial Inclusion Strategy are: financial inclusion remains a key policy priority and tool for achieving financial security in Uganda. More work needs to be done to expand the usage and quality of formal financial services. New market opportunities and threats have emerged since the first National Financial Inclusion Strategy that need to be incorporated into the next strategy. Achieving the Government of Uganda's vision for greater financial inclusion requires a deliberate and coordinated approach. With those findings in mind, the 2023 to 2028 National Financial Inclusion Strategy has been developed. The second strategy's vision is to enable the universal access and usage of a broad range of quality and affordable formal financial products and services delivered responsibly and sustainably. The strategy has 5 pillars and is dependent on 3 key enablers: public and private sector commitment and coordination, policy, legal and regulatory environment and supervisory capacity, enabling infrastructure capacity and security. Pillar 1 seeks to reduce financial exclusion and access barriers to formal financial services. Some of the strategic initiatives under this include: increase the number and variety of financial products or solutions targeted to the unserved and underserved market segments in the financial sector. Expand and roll out existing internet and digital infrastructure to and adoption of digital financial services in unserved and underserved areas, especially in rural areas. The second pillar aims to deepen and broaden the usage of quality and affordable formal financial products. Some of the strategic initiatives under this include: facilitate and promote the active usage of financial services by the unserved and underserved market segments in the financial sector. Facilitate and promote the development of best practices in collateral management. Facilitate and promote the development of efficient credit information markets. The third pillar is to strengthen financial consumer protection and financial literacy. This pillar includes the following strategic initiatives: developing and implementing a comprehensive consumer protection legal framework, implement financial literacy interventions, especially among women, youth, rural areas, the elderly, people living with disabilities, and forcibly displaced persons, among others. Conduct an evaluation of the financial literacy strategy 2019-2024 and design the third strategy for financial literacy 2025 to 2029. Pillar 4 is to develop an inclusive green finance market. Two strategic initiatives under this objective are to enhance awareness among financial services providers, industry stakeholders, and consumers on green finance. Facilitate and promote the uptake and usage of green finance products. Pillar 5 seeks to promote gender-inclusive finance. It includes the following strategic initiatives: financial literacy and digital literacy training for all genders in diversity. Increase and improve access and affordability of gender-responsive financial services. The governance structure of the 2023 to 2028 National Financial Inclusion Strategy consists of a steering committee co-chaired by the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development and the Governor of the Bank of Uganda. Members of the committee will consist of the heads of the Insurance Regulatory Authority, Financial Intelligence Authority, Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority, Capital Markets Authority, Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority, and a newly added critical stakeholder to financial inclusion, the National Identification and Registration Authority. Reporting to the steering committee will be the Interinstitutional Committee on Financial Inclusion, while the National Financial Inclusion Strategy Secretariat, hosted by the Bank of Uganda, the Financial Inclusion Forum, and the 5 working groups will report to the Interinstitutional Committee on Financial Inclusion. The membership includes the public and private sector, development partners, civil society representatives, and industrial associations, among others. Financial inclusion under the 2023 to 2028 National Financial Inclusion Strategy will largely be driven by developing robust payments interoperability, including the national switch, expanding and rolling out existing internet and digital infrastructure to the unserved and underserved areas, facilitating and promoting the development of an efficient credit information market, developing innovative products and services that meet the needs of the unserved and underserved segments of the population. In addition, strong commitment and effective coordination of relevant stakeholders, including policymakers, regulators, supervisors, development organizations, and the private sector, will be critical for the effective implementation of the NFISII. Commitment from each stakeholder implies their willingness to invest time and resources in implementing the action plan and to coordinate within a well-functioning and adequately resourced coordination structure.
Honorable Minister, you will appreciate that through thick and thin, we had to show you this video because of the effort we put in. Because when we talk about the financial inclusion, we talk about the hard to reach communities. You can imagine we had to reach there to make sure we capture this video. So it will be really painful if you had not seen this video. And we are grateful that you have accommodated us to see the video. because we really took a lot of time. We went to the rural communities, hard to reach, no lunch, but to put it together. Can we clap for financial sector deepening Uganda? Honorable Minister, allow me also to inform you that had you not seen the video, it will not be full accountability for FSD in the usage of their resources. So we are glad that you have made time to see this video. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to inform you that through our development partners, the online community, I'm sure that you can be able to go to the FSD website together with Bank of Uganda. But for those of us who are here at 4 Points, we have put together an abridged version of this report because we notice due to your busy schedules, you may not be able to read the comprehensive report. We put together an abridged version, which is a shorter version of the report, which should allow you to understand the key pillars that are driving the strategy 2023-2028. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, without wasting time, can I now invite Dr. Michael Ating Ego, an old boy of Teso College, Alowet, but most importantly, the Deputy Governor of Bank of Uganda, to come and speak to us, and invite the Minister.
Thank you. You forgot to mention the primary school. I think it was erased a long time ago. Honorable Matia Kasaija, the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, our chief guest, allow me to stand on the protocol that was earlier observed in the interest of time. So I start by saying good morning to all of you, and it's a privilege to welcome you to the launch of the second National Financial Inclusion Strategy spanning the years 2023 to 2028. We are honored to have our esteemed Honorable Finance Minister grace this event, and we are very grateful for the leadership in approving this second phase of National Financial Inclusion Strategy. And a special recognition goes to our esteemed guest speaker earlier on, Dr. Alfred Hanning, the ED for Alliance for Financial Inclusion. Alliance for Financial Inclusion funded the first National Financial Inclusion Strategy and also facilitated its midterm review and supported the Financial Inclusion Capability Survey that was done in 2020. I cannot forget to mention and appreciate financial sector deepening of in Uganda. There's a lot that they have done, and in the interest of time, I can't go through it, but I really appreciate the work that you've done. A very big kudos to you. This financial inclusion strategy stems from the Mexico Riviera Maya 2011 declaration, where Uganda pledged to make measurable commitments towards financial inclusion, including implementing National Financial Inclusion Strategy. And I'm glad that the remarks by the PSST emphasize so much on data. We made these bold commitments in Mexico to put access to finance at the center of our development agenda, and the National Financial Inclusion Strategy has led some of the commendable strides. Today, we mark a milestone in our shared mission to advance financial inclusion and empowerment of all Ugandans. Financial inclusion has emerged as a cornerstone of global development, fueling progress towards SDGs and its broader aspirations. Financial inclusion is pivotal in uplifting the low-income and marginalized households from poverty by expanding access to essential financial services. And these services do empower the individuals and communities to participate fully in the economy, build resilience to shocks, and drive inclusive growth. It also contributes to monetizing the economy from its agrarian subsistence, alleviating poverty, eradicating hunger, promoting health, and fostering gender equality. Together, and guided by our collaborative first National Financial Inclusion Strategy, we've broken down the barriers and opened doors to transformative financial services for millions of Ugandans. New regulations have enabled agent banking to flourish, bringing banking services to the villages. Earlier on, Dr. Hanning talked about the digital services that have been made available by government, and we thank the government for that, particularly in form of the legislations. Now, the results of these speak for themselves. Financial access points per 100,000 adults have quadrupled, giving many Ugandans the tools to smoothen income and expenditures, build assets, and seize opportunities. The gender gap in account ownership has nearly vanished, and digital finance has taken off, empowering women in particular, contrary to what the MC was saying, that women are excluded in financial matters. Our progress is a testament to the power of partnership, visionary leadership, and patient collaboration. As you know, Uganda's third National Development Plan 3 underscored the need to expand access to financial services through digital channels, recognizing their potential to drive financial inclusion. Accordingly, the second National Financial Inclusion Strategy echoes this emphasis, placing digital financial services at the forefront of enhancing financial products and service usage. This second strategy was crafted with the critical stakeholders, including the Ministry of Finance and other MDAs, financial services regulators, and development partners. The Bank of Uganda was retained as the secretariat to ensure effective coordination. This second strategy aligns with the Bank of Uganda Strategic Plan 2022 to 2027, with the initiative to foster financial inclusion through digital financial services, effective regulatory frameworks, appropriate infrastructure, partnerships, innovations, and consumer protection. It also emphasizes the soundness and the resilience of the financial system. This second strategy envisages universal access and usage of broad range of quality and affordable formal financial products and services delivered in a responsible and sustainable manner. You saw from the video the various pillars, the 5 pillars, and their initiatives. And these were well explained in the video. But at the heart of this lies a deep-rooted commitment to empowering the underserved segments, including women, smallholder farmers, forcibly displaced persons, youth, micro, small, medium enterprises, rural dwellers, and people with disabilities. We do recognize the unique challenges and are committed to tailoring financial solutions that address their specific needs. Much has been achieved through the first strategy, but our work is far from finished. Too many Ugandans still lack access to essential financial tools. Usage, not just access, must be our guiding star in the future. With this second strategy, that's exactly what we aim to achieve over the next 5 years. We want to reaffirm our dedication to financial inclusion through the second strategy by empowering individuals and driving economic growth via affordable, quality financial services. This second strategy does prioritize expanding access to savings, credit, insurance, remittances, pensions, investments, and Islamic banking products and services. By broadening access and lowering barriers, promoting digital and women-centered solutions, strengthening financial capability, and catalyzing green investment, we can make financial services work better for all Ugandans, especially those who are still at the margins. As it is written in the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 22, quote, "Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed," unquote. In that spirit, let our ambitious plans for this strategy succeed through partnerships, collaboration, and relentlessly putting people first. The success of this strategy hinges on the power of partnership. We are grateful for the unwavering support of the Ministry of Finance, Planning, and Economic Development, those from the development partners, especially the Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, an Alliance for Financial Inclusion, the financial sector, and most importantly, the ordinary Ugandan people. What we achieve together in the next 5 years will shape lives and livelihoods for generations to come. I want to thank you all for the vision, the leadership, dedication that has brought us here today. I urge you to join us in making this second strategy a resounding success. Together, we can create a financially inclusive Uganda where everyone can prosper and contribute to a brighter future. And I look forward to all and to accomplish this journey ahead. I'm very grateful for your attention, and may God bless you. And on that note, I'm very privileged to invite the Honorable Minister of Finance to come and make his remarks. Honorable Minister of Finance.
To avoid mistakes and consume time, I'm greeting all of you and I recognize you in your respective capacities. You know me, when I make a mistake, I own it. I apologize for coming late. But do you know where I was? I was in the garage. This body has to be checked. If you don't check it, it will one day cease when you do not want it to cease. And let me advise you as an old man, please go for a medical checkup. Once you are 40, go to a medical for checkup thoroughly. Then you will see what will happen. Kaseja is approaching 80. I can still stand here, we'll talk for 10 hours without. Anyway, let's now go to our subject. This is a very special occasion. We are here to mark the start of the next 5 years of a journey towards full financial inclusion. Our second national financial inclusion strategy will take us up to 2028. I hope by then, Uganda will be a country where everyone can access the financial services they need in order to thrive. But also, let me put my own, people have drafted something here for me, but let me also tickle your mind. Money. We must teach our people how to earn money. Money. Because you talk about the financial inclusion, so what? If I don't have money, it does not make sense. It does not make sense. You must also teach them how to save or keep money. We must also insist on how to spend and use that money. Finally, how to increase that money. Have you understood me? In other words, we, the NRM government, we are struggling to make sure that Ugandans become rich. There is no cause why in Uganda we should be poor. Never. God gave us a country with vast resources, and yet we still see people very poor. Am I right or wrong? You go to the villages and see. You're going to see how our people are living, some of our people are living. But I'm very proud that actually people are catching up and things are moving very well. And the economy, I can tell you, is doing very well, despite other difficulties that we have met. Colleagues, strategies such as this do not appear out of the thin air. They are the result of the hard work of many organizations and their staff, like you people. I take this opportunity to thank those of you who have contributed to this strategy. Let me sing out a few who made outstanding contributions. 1, Financial Sector Deepening Uganda for their financial support for this project. Can you clap for them? 2, members of the steering committee, which I am fortunate enough to chair, for their help guiding the development of this strategy. Partner advisory for their excellent work providing technical and administrative assistance. Friends, financial inclusion is vital for our national development agenda. I want to highlight the reasons for this. 1, the first reason is that financial inclusion helps us to grow the economy. When farmers, for example, have access to affordable loans, as we've been struggling these days, PDM, MYOGA, and the rest of it. When farmers, for example, have access to affordable loans, they can purchase inputs for their farms and grow more produce. When they sell this extra produce, they have more money in their pockets, which I've told you to grow money. When they sell their extra produce, they have more money in their pockets to spend in shops or on services. The extra money multiplies and the economy grows. 2, the second reason is that financial inclusion reduces poverty. For example, acquisition of an insurance policy ensures sustainability and income security. Insurance in a financial safety net, helping you and your loved ones to recover after an unforeseen emergency, such as a drought, fire, theft, excessive rain, as it is happening today, or car accident. As just one example, a farmer accessing insurance through our government agricultural insurance scheme will not lose their livelihood if their crops fail during the drought or excessive rain. Let me repeat this sentence, because it's very significant. As just one example, a farmer accessing insurance through our government agricultural insurance scheme will not lose their livelihood if the crops fail during drought or excessive rainfall. The insurance company covers the loss, safeguarding them from destitution. This is especially important since a significant percentage of Ugandans, about 41%, are considered insecure, non-poor, meaning they are just one small shock away from poverty. You have to be careful. 3, the third reason is that financial inclusion creates jobs by supporting entrepreneurship and business expansion. A tailor with access to affordable credit can buy more sewing machines and hire more employees. A carpenter can buy more materials and take on apprentices to make more furniture. One of our biggest challenges is to create good jobs for our young people. Let me take this opportunity. Jobs. I really want you to join me in this crusade. I've been informed by our statisticians that every year we are offloading 700,000 job seekers, people who are coming from various institutions of learning. These are youth people. But our economy, according to the statistics that we have, we are producing between 300 to 400 jobs. So the question is, where do that 300,000 or 400,000 go? I want you to think very deeply on this. Everywhere I'm going now, I'm talking about creating jobs. Jobs, I talked about it here yesterday, in Colorado here, jobs for the youth. If we do not work hard and intelligently to create these jobs, we are getting in some problems in the near future. You know, a hungry man. Don't you know that one? He's a what? He's an angry man. These youth, are you aware, by the way, that 1 million of these borders you are seeing it running up and down, these are graduates. If you are not aware, I'm telling you, these border riders you are seeing, about 1 million of those guys are graduates. Now you think a graduate to remain on that border, and you is seeing you writing a V, I don't know what you call your cars, VC, V what? I am appealing to you, you people. We must create jobs at any given opportunity. Then we shall have a stable state, a stable society. But those who you may have a lot of money and a lot of assets, but those who are spending a night hungry, they can't dress their wives properly. They can't move comfortably. They will not look at you with the kind eyes. So jobs, please, jobs. Anything we do, I'm requesting you to consider how many jobs are we creating. I was talking to the business people yesterday. How many jobs are you creating? Very serious matter. The third reason is that financial inclusion creates jobs by supporting entrepreneurship and business expansion. A tailor with access to affordable credit can buy more sewing machines and hire more employees. A carpenter can buy more materials and take apprentices to make more furniture. One of the biggest challenges is to create good jobs for our young people. And financial inclusion can help us to do this, just like how we see the PDM, the MIOGA programs of government empowering people to create wealth and employment. 4, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth reason why financial inclusion is vital is for our national development is that it promotes gender equality. Let me repeat this. The fourth reason why financial inclusion is vital for our national development is that it promotes gender equality. We are all the same. We need the same. We can do the same. So those who despise women, I pity them very much. Women are very powerful people and very thoughtful. Financially empowered women make independent financial decisions and have greater control over their lives. There can be no true national development without gender equality. 5, the final reason is that financial inclusion contributes to rural development. The economic inequality between urban and rural areas in our country is clear for all to see. Lack of access to bank accounts, bank agents, or affordable loans in rural areas holds people back. They cannot invest in their farms or businesses. We must give them the financial tools that they need to be successful. Again, with my theme of job creation, I don't want to see people running from the villages and we increase the number of people who can create wealth and help our economy to grow. I was glad to find that the design of the strategy was a truly collaborative process. More than 50 stakeholder organizations, many of which are represented in this room, contributed to this document. The wisdom of the sector is in our diversity. Banks, ministries, fintechs, regulators, research groups, businesses, to name but a few. We came together to design this strategy, and now I urge everyone to come together again to implement it successfully. We came together to design this. Inclusive green finance market if we are to build a sustainable economy. And of course, we need to promote gender inclusive finance so that all Ugandans can take control over their financial well-being. This I've already said. I want to end by reminding you all that writing strategies is a very easy part. That's an easy part. There are just words on a page. Words on a page do not help farmers to ensure their crops. They do not help young people to get their first bank account. They cannot help you to save for your old age. Only action can achieve these goals. So, I will close my remarks by compelling us all to act. Let me repeat. So, I will close my remarks by compelling us all to act. Let us go out there and implement this excellent strategy for the good of all Ugandans. I thank you. I will now proceed. Do I now, is it the time to launch now? Is it the time? MC. Where? Okay, let me finish my sentence. I thank you. I will now proceed to launch the strategy for God and my country. Thank you. So we move there? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I request that we clap for the Minister once again? Honorable Minister, from me and the entire team here, would like to welcome you back from the garage. When you talked about the garage, I said, who is this that they want to fire? Who didn't work on your vehicle? But now I know the vehicle they were working on. At this point in time, can I request that you officially append your signature? I'll also invite the team from Bank of Uganda, DG, together with your team, our development partners represented here by Financial Sector Deepening Uganda, to please come, PSST to please come, and of course members of the steering committee, that is UMRA, UBRA, FIA, IRA, Director Sande Protazio, who is representing Alhaji. Please come so that we can append our signature. The rest of us, we participate in this by clapping for these people as they do a noble cause of signing. Yes, Minister. So once the Minister is done with the signature, I request that we clap for the Minister harder, because then that means that the strategy has been launched. And I request the rest of the delegation to also do the same.
Yes, we're going to have a photo.
Can I take Minister's speech? Okay. This one. This one only.
And I keep saying the rest of us participate by clapping. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, as the delegation is still standing here, I am going to request that we stand up, have the anthems, and we officially close the ceremony. So can I request that we rise and have the anthems? Before they play the anthems, we have a QR code that is on the door as you exit. I'm sure that all of us are comfortable with our smartphones. Feel free to use the scan code, the QR code, to be able to pick for yourself an abridged version of the report and a full report. Thank you very much. We can sing? Right. 1, 2, 3, let's start. United, free for liberty, together we always stand. Thank you very much. Now the East African. Let me read it if you don't. Do we have? Thank you very much. There is someone who is willing to take us through the East African. Very much, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to the East African community. Thank you very much and have a good rest of your day.